Happy New Year to all of you parents and students at Parkside. As 2020 is now behind us and a new calendar year is ahead of us, I'm eagerly anticipating all the different ways that we'll be able to meet together in the coming year, and I hope you are too. Though this past year was filled with certainly a lot of trials and challenges, I've been really encouraged by all the opportunities that have arisen out of all the circumstances of 2020. See, when our status quo of ministry was interrupted back in March, it really prompted us to take a look at all of our patterns and our routines and our calendar as a student ministry and think through how we can best do youth ministry so that it best serves our mission and our goal of helping parents as we see unbelieving students become committed followers of Jesus Christ. One of my biggest goals that you've heard me tell you before, if you're parents and students, is that I want to see students, particularly high school students, meaningfully involved in the life of the church. This means that I want students at our church that don't just come to youth group on Thursdays and Tuesdays and Sundays, but students who are regularly involved in corporate worship and students who are serving and using their gifts in the life of the church. I want students who are interacting with other people in the church who aren't their age, who normally they wouldn't rub shoulders with. And it's one of our great desires that is when students leave our student ministry here at the church and move on to college or their career, whatever is beyond Parkside, we want them to be plugged into a local church and meaningfully involved wherever they end up. And oftentimes, for students who have never done anything but youth group here at Parkside, that's a really difficult transition. That's why I'm excited to announce that this Sunday at 9:45 a.m., we will be launching a brand new class for high schoolers on Sunday mornings in the venue called Church 101. This Church 101 class is going to take the place of that old Sunday morning group gathering that we used to have for high school students and will be an entirely new class altogether. And here's how it'll be different. The first 6 weeks of this semester-long class, we'll be looking together at what it means to be meaningfully involved in the life of the church and why the church matters. So we'll consider things like, why is the gospel at the center of everything that we do? What does it mean that the church is the body of Christ? What does it look like to serve and use the gifts that God has given each of us to build up the body of Christ? And a variety of other things. So we'll learn a lot in those first 6 weeks, and then actually in the subsequent 4 weeks, we will give students a practical opportunity to venture out into the life of the church and see what it looks like to serve in different ministries. So they can try out serving in children's ministry and greeters ministry. They can try out an adult life group and see what it would look like with their friends to actually go and be a part of the various areas of ministry in the church. And we'll also provide opportunities for discussions with me and other leaders to think through what it would look like to be a part of our church life at Parkside. And then to wrap up the semester, we would have one final week where we would invite all the parents back and all the students back, and we would share our experience. We would have some students tell their stories of what it looked like to try out these ministries and get involved. And then hopefully end the semester with students looking at what it would look like to be regularly involved in corporate worship, finding a place where they're building relationships with others, and then finding a place where they can serve and use their gifts on Sunday mornings. Now what this means, and what makes this different than our old Sunday morning group, is that I want high school students to attend this class, but then graduate from this class and move into a regular pattern of being involved in the life of the church on Sunday mornings. Now, by no means does this mean that student ministry is gone or disappearing. We'll still have our normal midweek gathering on Tuesdays and Thursdays for middle school and high school. But what this does mean is that I have a vision for high schoolers at this church that on Sunday mornings we wouldn't just be gathered all in one room together, but on a Sunday morning we would be able to look around and see high schoolers rubbing shoulders with other adults in life groups, that we would see high schoolers singing and playing instruments on the praise team, that we would see high schoolers teaching Sunday school classes with their friends together and using their gifts and serving. And I think giving a beautiful picture of what the diversity in the body of Christ should really look like on a Sunday morning here at Parkside. I know this is a big change from what we've done in the past, and I'm sure that plenty of you will have questions or concerns that you'd like to voice and bring to my attention. And that's why this coming Sunday on January 10th, I want to invite all of the parents and all of the students to come to that introductory meeting where I can have an extended opportunity to tell you more about what this class will look like, but also give you a chance to voice the questions and the concerns that you might have and give me an opportunity to answer those questions or at least engage in a discussion with you. I'm so excited what this new year has in store for us as a ministry. I'm encouraged by all the growth that I've seen in students and leaders and parents in 2020, and I'm confident that the good work that God has began in so many of our students and our leaders and our families, that He's going to bring it to completion, and 2021 will just be a small piece in the puzzle of how He does that. So thank you for your support and especially for your prayers, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon.